Morning, beautiful people. How are we all doing? I want to take a wee second just to talk to you a bit about anxiety and panic attacks, and depression. But my own experience, what I'll share with you is methods that I use to try and help me and methods that I helped other people with. And if you can use that, then that's fantastic. If you have to tweak it to suit yourself, excellent. Just as long as you find something in that can help you, that's amazing. I've got my wee notepad just so that I don't forget some stuff. First thing I want to bring up is overthinking. Overthinking, you have this wee thought, which is a wee seed, and this wee thought grows and grows and grows, and before you know it, it is a massive tree, and it has massive branches, and it is filled with leaves, and it is so overwhelming, and you just can't work out where to start, and you get into a panic about it. What to do, or what I did, I'm not going to tell you what to do, is I've visualised my thoughts as bubbles or balloons, and I thought to myself, is this a thought? Can I change anything? Is this a thought for the past? It's something that's already done and I can't change it? And if that was the case, I burst it or I let it go. Is this something that I can change and that I have the power to deal with and change on my own? And if I can, then fine. If I can't, I burst it or I let it go. Am I thinking and worrying about something that I've no control over and that's in the future? It's not happened yet. Like maybe you're going you meet somebody or an interview and you're like, oh my, it's not going to happen, it's not going to work. Well, you don't know that. You don't know that at all. You don't know what's going to happen as soon as you walk out the door. So burst it or let it go and just take every minute at a time. Step by step, just live in the moment, guys. Definitely, if it's not something you can change or it's completely out of your hands, burst it, let it go. If it's something you can and you're going to do it, then fine. But if you're like, oh, I can change that, but you've no intention of doing it, just let it go. There's no point. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing, and that tree ends up a forest. So, stomach problems, you all get that nervous way and your stomach goes. I find breathing worked a lot with that. I found preparing myself, depending on what the task was. If it was a physical task, then, or it was something where I'd have to speak to a lot of people, then, breathing exercises are so underrated, guys. I mean, 4 or 5 deep breaths when you're nervous it works miracles. It really does. Constant worrying, we've all been there, but sometimes you have to realise that your worries are based on something that's happened that you can't change, something that's not happened that you've not got a clue what's going to happen next. You have to think of it am I just working myself up here? Insomnia, I'm pretty sure there is more than a few years suffer from it and don't understand that it's anxiety related. What I done to help with that is I tired myself out. I would go for a walk. I would keep myself busy and I would avoid resting and napping through the day so that by the time it came to me going to bed that I'd be tired. I wouldn't have coffee. I would try and cut my coffee and my tea down to like 1 a day or 2 a day. Anything with caffeine in it I would cut back. Headaches, wow, everybody gets headaches. I mean, I used to have horrendous migraines as well. Meditating helped me through that. At first, obviously, painkillers helped me through it, but I find now I can meditate through most of my headaches at start. Avoidance and procrastination, like if you put something off and you're avoiding it, you're only stressing yourself out later. It's going to hover at the back of your head and it's going to build up and build up and build up, and you just stress yourself out. Be kind to your future self and don't do that. Trouble concentrating and lack of patience, we've all been there as well. Again, breathing techniques help. Palpitations, panic attacks. Panic attacks is an intense fear that comes over you. Sorry, my nose is running. It's an intense fear that comes over you. There's no usually a real danger there. But your heart, I remember having a horrendously bad panic attack and my heart felt like it was going to explode and I thought I was dying. I genuinely 100% thought I was dying, and there was nothing anybody could have said to me that would have made me feel any different. It was awful, and I'm pretty sure a few of you have experienced this. It doesn't matter what somebody tells you, it just doesn't. And some people don't know how to deal with it and they start shouting, it's not going to happen, and get a grip of yourself. And guys, please don't talk to people like that, especially when they're suffering for this. It's awful, it is horrendous, and I suppose unless you've been through it, you're not going to understand that. Stress, stress, people forget that stress can come out a lot in physical pain. If you get a lot of back pain, headaches again, pains in your arms, pains in your legs, a lot of that could be down to stress. So when you start to feel these pains, think about how you've got this, how you think you've managed to be sore there, and if you don't feel as if you've actually done something, then think about the fact that it could possibly be stress. What I'm going to share with you is a thing that I used to do, but to highlight how important it can be, I'm going to tell you, comfort items. You think of when you're a child, or a child in general, comfort items, they've got the blanket, they've got the dummy, they've got a teddy, they've got a dolly, they've got an action figure, they've got some kind of toy, they've got toothbrushes, kids will take comfort in anything, absolutely anything, the most random of things, they will take comfort in it. If you've got kids, you'll understand this, that for a wee while there, my wee boy wouldn't go out when I think he was about a year old or something, with a pair of knickers ready seed and stuff like that, I know a lot of stories about Wayne's with random things. Like, I know a child that was obsessed with silk, and he was at his mum's underwear, and he always had to be touching it. These are comfort items, and they're random, but do you know what? It works. It works. So as an adult, we tend to deprive ourselves of this. We tend to believe that we don't need this. We tend to think that because we're adults, that we don't have to deal with that kind of thing. But you know what, guys, you do. Some people do. Some people find it a comfort. And what I used to do was these wee bags. You see these? The wee jewellery kind of bags, or the wee organza bags. I had a hanky for my papa, and obviously that was comforting enough for me. And I also used to spray it with my husband's aftershave, and when I felt that overwhelming sense of dread, I used to sniff this hanky, and at that time they were both with me, and it calmed me down a bit, and it calmed me down enough where I was able to pass by that feeling, the horrible feeling of dread, and I managed to avoid having the full-on panic attack. And when you start to do that more regularly, you start to recognise it, and then you start to feel that you don't need it. Another thing that works for me are these. That's an amethyst, a rose quartz, and a clear quartz. Healing crystals are underrated. See, for people that don't know much about them, look into them because they are amazing. That's a raw amethyst and a raw rose quartz. I love these. These are amazing. I've always got an amethyst on me at some point, and I've mostly always got a rose quartz on me. You can wear them in, see these wee bangles here? Wee bracelets. Healing crystals are underrated. They're amazing. Look into them. These help, especially the amethyst. The amethyst helps with calming. And you get loads of other ones that will help with grounding you and making you feel a wee bit more secure and protection, and they mean so many different things, and you get it's such a wide range. But look into them, and if they help you, that's fantastic. But try breathing exercises go a lot further than what you would think. If you need a hand with that, or you need help to understand how that works, then mail me and we'll talk about it. But anyway, have a great day, guys, and I hope some of that helps you. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.